Alright everyone, I hope you're doing really well. Lee here again from the Cologne Zone. I hope lockdown is not treating you too poorly. I know it's really hard to kind of stay positive in what everyone's calling unprecedented times, but this is where this video comes in actually. This video is about 10 occasions that I'm going to wear these 10 fragrances. So this is post-lockdown when we can actually go out and do things. Blimey, I know I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure you are too. So this video, I was tagged by the big man himself, the big Bazboski, Barry from Centralize. Just want to say, mate, thank you so much for showing so much support to this channel. You've really been an absolute godsend, mate. So trust me, it does not go unnoticed. So before I get to the fragrances, I'm going to tag a couple of channels. I don't really know too many people in Fragcom, to be honest. These two channels, however, have given me the time of day, so I'll tag them. So I'm going to do Talk and Review, Nick or Ant, either one, and I'm going to do Tony from Fragdicted. I'm going to make this short and sweet. We're going to start off with occasion number one. So occasion number one is a quiet night at the pub with the missus. So for me, I kind of went very similar to Barry. Barry went for By the Fireplace Maison Margiela, which is beautiful, and pretty much for the exact same reasons I've gone for Shea and Blue Black's Club Leather. Now I did a big video on this. I absolutely love this. It's got leather in it, it's got the smoky elements in it, it's got woods. It really is, and it's got booze in it as well. How could I forget? It really is like a countryside pub, just a really small village pub in a fragrance. I mean, it was based off Black's Club in Soho, so it is based off kind of like a drinking environment. So I think this in the winter, absolutely perfect. So occasion number two, we're amping it up a little bit. So this one, the wife's gone home. She's been given the marching orders. She's gone home. You'll see her next when you're puking up your kebab at 4 o'clock in the morning. So you're going to be a bit boisterous. You want to still stay boozy, so you want to go for Pure Malt by Thierry Mugler. Oh, what can I say about this that hasn't already been said? Just an absolute masterpiece. This is actually an original 2009 bottle. I'm terrified to use it. I don't know if you can even see, but there is really not a lot left in this. I'm so scared to use this because from what I've heard, the new batches aren't that powerful. And that's kind of one of the main things that I like about this. It smells amazing. It's got that boozy take on an already amazing DNA with the Angel Men line. Just the whiskey notes in this. This is what got me into boozy fragrances. I'd say this is probably what tipped me into actually being a frag head, as it were. But no, this is incredible. You'll smell like this for hours and you'll stand out. Right, so number three, we're toning it down a little bit more casual, having a coffee with some friends type of vibe. So I've gone for a coffee fragrance of Rochas Man. So this one's quite versatile. It is coffee based. I don't really get too much coffee, if I'm being honest. I don't get any more coffee than I do lavender. One thing that I do know about this fragrance is that it has been compared to like Lynx Africa, which immediately will turn some people off, but I think it smells really good. I'm not gonna lie, Lynx Africa, I kind of grew up on that, so I do have fond memories of that. This is just so casual, it doesn't project too much, you're not gonna cause any offense. It's got a bit of that coffee note in there, so for a nice casual laid back coffee, you can't do much better than this. Right, so I wanted to be quite varied in this list. I wanted to have like niche fragrances, I wanted to have designers, I wanted to have legends, and I wanted to have some cheapies. This one is a more upscale lunch, kind of like with family. But strangely enough, and Rochas Man is cheap, I'm dropping the price. I've gone for 24-hour Oud or Oud 24 hours. I don't even know what this is called anymore. I'm pretty sure it's by Ardal Zafaran. It's just one of the best value fragrances on the market. It smells like Tom Ford's Black Orchid. So if you've ever smelt that, you do know it does smell really classy. This tones it down a little bit, kind of brings out more of those like dried fruit notes, instead of just being like this really punchy fragrance, which the original is. It's kind of like the opposite to the Parfum version that they released last year. That one just absolutely amped it to the teeth, and the performance on that is next level. This one kind of tones it down, so I think for a nice upscale lunch with family, this would do a really good job. The next one is a trip to the zoo, kind of safari park kind of vibe, or a farm. Barry went a little bit tongue-in-cheek with his. He went with chorus because of the animalic notes. I'm kind of going down the same vein, not with animalic notes though. I've gone for Encre Noir. Just because, I mean, this is an amazing fragrance, and I feel like the comparisons people give it online are a little bit, not unfair, because it's always like, this literally smells like the reptile enclosure at a zoo. It kind of does, to be fair, but it still smells really nice. So I feel like if you wore this, it's really mossy, kind of really earthy, I think you kind of fit in. It's not going to be like wearing Aventus to the zoo. Everyone's going to smell it and think, oh blimey, that's Aventus. This one, you'd kind of be immersed into your surroundings, which I think is really cool. Encre Noir, oh, it's a banger. But everyone does say it literally smells like rolling around in the grass. Right, so the next one is the occasion I'm probably looking forward to the most. Yes, more than a drink. This is going to be outdoor gig, festival kind of vibe. If you can't tell, I like my music. I like playing music. I love going to gigs, outdoor gigs, especially kind of festivals. They just have this kind of vibe. And so when you go into a festival, you want to smell fresh, because realistically, you're going in summer. You don't want something like kind of pure malt. You're going to be choking people out next to you. You smell great, but it might be a bit much if it kind of gets to like 32 degrees. You want something that's got an element of freshness to it, and you want something that's going to last, because you're going to be there all day. So I've gone for Club de Nuit Intense Man, an absolute legend in the game. Some people call it the King, some people call it the King Slayer, some people just call it the Great Pretender. I just call it Club de Nuit Intense Man, and I call it a great fragrance. When you're talking about Aventus clones, A1, number one on the list will be this, for good reason. It does smell fantastic. It does smell a lot like Aventus. You get some people that are like, it smells nothing like Aventus. It does. It really does. And more recent batches of Aventus, it probably smells more like Aventus than Aventus. People are turned away from the kind of synthetic, citrusy lemon, kind of cleaning product, bleachy note. I think that's unfair, because realistically, the opening with fragrance is completely irrelevant. I really do think if you're testing out a fragrance and you don't like the smell of it in the first 10 minutes, but you really like the smell kind of 20 minutes later, never let that put you off. Realistically, when is anyone ever going to smell the opening on you? So by the time you've gotten over the really synthetic lemon smell, what people are smelling off you is going to be Aventus, essentially, because you don't spray it on immediately and get people to smell you. It's only you that smells that. So take it with a pinch of salt, kind of that synthetic-y opening. This is fantastic. You smell fresh, you'll smell like Aventus, you'll smell like it all day. Right, so the next one is while travelling. That's it, kind of like planes, trains and automobiles. I've gone, because I'm a really polite young man, I've gone for just the cleanest fragrance ever. If you're going to be on a plane, which I never have actually, but if you're going to be on a plane, I imagine there's going to be people surrounding you. It's going to be quite cramped. You're going to be there for a while. You can't smell any fresher and cleaner than Mugler cologne. It's just so soapy, kind of citrusy. It's got this really nice vetiver note. It is the ultra clean fragrance. One of my go-to summer fragrances. If I want to smell clean, I'll wear this. It's like a shower in a bottle. Not saying buy this and stop showering, but if you just want to freshen up, this definitely does the trick. And it lasts surprisingly long for something as fresh as this as well. Next one is a sporting event. I know Barry said he's a big West Brom fan, which is a real shame. Not that I'm like a fan of a rival team, it's just a shame. I'm really looking forward to going back to watching a Chelsea game. What I would want to be wearing is going to be Valentino Uomo Intense. Now, I'm not going to lie, I pretty much just shoehorned this in because I had the original Uomo ages ago, absolutely loved it, rinsed through it, and I got this one last week. And honestly, give me any opportunity and I'm putting it on. Amazing. And to be fair, the kind of DNA this fragrance goes to would probably stick out of the crowd, literally, quite well. I imagine most people will be wearing like 1 Million and Sauvage. So this, different vibe, project If you're going to be in a crowd full of thousands of people, you might as well be the best smelling person there. And this will do a pretty darn good job of that. So the next one is like farmer's market, outdoor market, car boot type of vibe. Car boots for me. Growing up, car boots were the one. Every Sunday you go in there. You can't always rely on the weather being good, but sometimes it can be baking. So I've gone for Thierry Mugler Ultra Zest. Can you tell I'm a big Mugler fan? Now this one to me is an absolute summer masterpiece. It's a staple. Unfortunately it's been discontinued, so I don't have too much left, so I do use it a bit more sparingly nowadays. It's just incredible. I didn't think the kind of the Amen DNA could suit a summer fragrance so well, but having this kind of vanilla-y orange fragrance, which does kind of smell like a bit like a Solero, kind of like an orange ice cream. It's incredible. It's got enough body where if it does rain, if it does get a bit cold, you're still projecting, and of course it's got that lovely orange note where if it is sunny, that orange note is gonna pop through. An absolute masterpiece, and probably the last great fragrance from the Mugler line. But that might be a topic of another video, so you'll have to get back on me on that one. And last but not least, a day out exploring. So city break, kind of like a coastal town, going to the beach kind of vibe. I've gone for a bit of a jack of all trades. I actually mentioned it earlier in my video, but you know, got to please everyone. This works in the city any time of year, and this would work on a beach, really hot. To be fair, if you're in England, maybe not that hot. But this is, of course, Sauvage. Of course, this, not my favourite fragrance at all. I do like blue fragrances. I don't love them. Don't get me wrong, I like something a bit deeper, a bit warmer. Sauvage, however, it does smell fantastic. It's got this kind of metallic-y, citrusy, ambroxany, fresh vibe, but it does last forever. And it does project well as well. Cold, hot, raining, beaming sunlight, this will do a job for you. But no, that's just my quick take on this tag video. Once again, thank you so much, Barry, for tagging me, mate. You've been a real champion in terms of kind of supporting the channel. I'm pretty sure I tagged you in like one Instagram post a few months back, and you've pretty much commented on everything I've put out since. So really appreciate that, mate. If you haven't subscribed to Barry, I'll put his link in the description. I believe he was tagged by Smurfy Girly. I'll pop her channel in there as well. So just in case you missed it, that's Predicted, you're tagged, and also Talk and Review, you are tagged too. Anyways guys, it's Lee from the Cologne Zone, and the pleasure is always mine.